This public service announcement is presented by Anna Hearn, Sean Hendricks, Caitlin Lyons, and Amar Ayer. The Humane Society of the United States motto is celebrating animals and confronting cruelty, a very simple motto that describes a complex organization. With hundreds and thousands of animal species worldwide, the Humane Society of the United States works to save, protect, and rescue all animals directly and indirectly. This organization deals consistently with presenting pieces of legislation to outlaw cruelty to animals. It focuses on ending the cruel practices towards all animals, responding to disasters and cruelty cases, saving wild animals from abuse, protecting marine mammals, fighting the dog meat trade, fighting factory farming, striving to end animal testing, and building a stronger animal protection movement. They are affiliated with several animal sanctuaries providing direct care and medical help. Some of their big fights include banning trophy hunting, going fur free, improving the lives of farm animals, and stopping puppy mills. They have already achieved a lot in each of these domains, and their fight continues. One can help through different forms like donations, starting fundraising campaigns, volunteering, and living as per their mission by supporting cruelty free cosmetics, going meatless on Mondays, and so much more.
Thank you, Anna. The secondary data sources that we've collected is extremely relevant to the findings of the contributing factors resulting in the Humane Society having limited resources and having overcrowded shelters during the COVID-19 pandemic. We've selected this data because it provided more insight on the rising issues that the Humane Society struggles to combat against, such as negligence of all animals in multiple communities. For one of our secondary data sources, we pulled from an article from the Washington Post written by editor Jacob Boyne, where he states that after analyzing statistical data from quarterly veterinary and ASPCA animal relinquishing reports, he discovered that due to the rising cost to care for an animal and being without a stream of income, owners battle to maintain stability for themselves and their pets. With this and our other secondary data sources that we were able to construct and begin testing our hypothesis.
Our survey consisted of questions aiming to understand people's awareness of animal cruelty, pet adoption, condition of animals in shelters, and to gauging their interest in community shelters. We chose these types of survey questions because they are close-ended and the answers bring a big understanding as to how people perceive the Humane Society. We received respondents from 17 individuals, 11 male, 5 female, and 1 person did not prefer revealing their gender. Roughly half of the surveyed individuals have witnessed animal cruelty in their environment, and a majority of them see pet adoption as highly important. However, most individuals already have a pet and are unable to adopt an animal because of low finances and bad timing being the primary reasons. They mostly get information about Humane Society through social media. Most of them are interested in getting more information about donating to community shelters.
The research analysis was conducted using multiple hypothesis tests. First, we wanted to see if there is a statistically significant difference in the intent of volunteering between males and females. Since there were two groups here, we decided to proceed with a t-test at a 5% significance level. We looked into the data, which had less than 30 observations, and saw it to be largely normally distributed. It also satisfied the other assumptions of the t-test, like a random selection and homogeneity at variance. We then created our null and alternate hypothesis and set up the decision rule. The test statistics was then calculated, and based on this value and the critical t-value, we conducted the test. In our particular case, we failed to reject the null hypothesis, concluding that there was no statistically significant difference in the intent of volunteering between males and females. Similarly, we ran a one-way ANOVA test on 3 groups. These groups were based on their response time to the surveys, and we wanted to see if there is a statistically significant difference in the intent of volunteering between respondents replying at a different time of the day. Like the t-test, we begin with the assumptions of ANOVA on a normal t and variance, then set up the null and alternate hypothesis. The significance level we chose was the same 5% based on the degrees of freedom. We came up with the critical values and set up the decision rule. We then got the ANOVA table, used an online calculator with the F statistics and other values. Here again, based on the calculator and critical value, we failed to reject the null hypothesis and concluded that there was no statistically significant difference in the intent of volunteering based on response time.